This is our lady space with Marilyn and Tawana, where we can talk about it. Sharing your point of views on everyday life and relationship with Marilyn and Tawana on our lady space.
What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Hey, hey.
Our lady space.
We back. I'm Marilyn.
And I'm Tawana.
And welcome to
Our lady space.
So we can talk about it. We can talk about it. So we are so super excited today because we have a special guest. Come on down, Morgan.
Price is right. Price is right.
Oh, let me fix myself. Let me align myself.
Hi.
Hey, Morgan.
Hey, y'all. Hey.
Hi. So we are excited today because we are talking about non-sexual forms of intimacy. So we're going to just piggyback off of our last episode, which was the importance of intimacy and romance. So caressing, cuddling. We saw one that say tickling them under the arm. Walking around, holding their hands, holding their arms.
So physical touch, just not sexual.
That particular one, yeah, it's physical touch and not sexual. Okay, so one that's not even physical touching is just maybe just having a conversation, walking around the neighborhood. You know,
Pillow talk.
Conversation. I said conversation, like pillow talk, long car rides together. And so maybe like long distance, maybe like video chat type.
Yeah.
Because I experienced long distance relationship before, and so video chat I feel like it's point.
that's a good one.
It is, and we're
I
not
never thought about
by that one, huh?
I never thought about that. That's a good one.
No, but let's get back into this long distance relationship. Okay, so how far was this distance? Let's talk about that.
Let's talk about it.
New Orleans from here, so what, 5 hours?
Oh wow. Okay, that's not too bad.
Did you feel like the video chat was enough?
At one point. Now in the beginning it's good, but after so long I think it fades out. I think you lack balance when you do it for so long because you run out of things to talk about because you haven't shared any experiences, right? So I feel like when you're talking on the phone with your partner or spouse or whoever, y'all mostly talk about things you have in common. You're getting to know each other. And then when you pass the getting to know each other phase, you start talking about experience that you share together or things you got in common. And so once you are just talking on the phone, it gets to a stopping point or it get frustrating because you're not seeing that person physically. And so y'all ain't touching and y'all are not sharing experiences because you're not together. And so I think in the beginning, it's good. It's great because I know you, I like you, I want to talk to you. And so this is what I got. But then after so long, you just...
I personally couldn't do no long distance because I need you in my face. I need to touch you. I need to see you.
At this point now, I can't.
I would never. I already know. I ain't
Now,
get up
the
like
me
that.
I am today cannot. But I got in this when I was like 18 years old. And I'm 27 now. So the person that I am right now, even myself with kids, oh no, I require just a different form than what I did almost 10 years ago.
And that's the thing, it's possible to make it work. You do have to get creative with it because you don't have that one-on-one, face-to-face time literally in front of you. So I think once you set those ground rules and figure out what your intimacy will look like, then they could work. But okay, what's some other forms of intimacy, non-physical, that y'all can think of? Because I know one of them that I think, was it Viola Davis? Or one of them that said she and her husband shower together all the time. And I was like, I love that.
That's
like,
difficult though, friend. You ain't showering with me and I ain't.
But you gotta have some self-control. Why you can't take a shower without being too touchy-feely? Come on now.
Let me find
That's
out.
tempting though. That's tempting.
play a
That's
board
what
game.
I-
It's something, but that's the thrill of it, because you're knowing, okay, we're in here, we're showering, we getting our day started, whatever the case may be. This is kind of like the foreplay, because later on, you know, we will get into the guts of all of that part. But in this moment when you're taking this shower, the focus is really on just cleansing or whatever the case may be, not to actually be physical in that moment. So showers can be a form of intimacy without really touching. You just gotta have that self-control.
But why you gotta?
Because our topic is
Well, we can't use
non.
it. Let's go play a board game or something. Cause I ain't gonna be up in no shower talking about I'm just gonna watch you. Baby.
You gotta be open though, because what if your mate want that? What if they want to shower with you without going there? You gotta be open. You can't just say no because you can't control yourself.
Without
My
going
mate
there.
don't want to shower with me without doing it. I'm just playing go.
With whatever. Per Tawana, I'm okay with the showering without going there, because that's the foreplay for me. Now, when we get out the shower, that may be something different.
Yeah,
But
that's
the
cool.
shower itself can be a non-sexual form of intimacy.
Right. No, that's actually a good one. That's really good. I'm actually just playing with you. That's really good.
And I mean, it's the same thing like with massages. What you say?
That's cheating. Because the goal is non-sexual. That's leading up to the sexual. Then
That's that self-control. Because think about it.
I mean, if y'all still gonna do it anyway, why not just do it right
Don't
there?
do it in there. That's what I'm
Well, I'm not saying you're going to do it anyway, but if you do, that's fine. But, okay, like if you're in let's say you're waiting to marriage, you're being celibate, you're being abstinent. Now, in that case, I'm not going to push it, because I know I may not be able to control it to that manner. But if we are in a marriage and we are being sexual with each other, and we want to have this moment of intimacy before we go to work without doing the full deed, let's take our shower together, get dressed, go to work, and then come home and finish it. That's the way I'm looking at it.
In my defense, though, I'm celibate, and I can still do it.
That's good. And see, that's the thing.
I can still take a shower with a partner and still not go there.
Right.
Point proven.
Yeah.
And congratulations to you on that, because I was celibate for 2 years, so I applaud you for that decision.
Thank you.
So I get it.
Yeah, that's totally awesome. How do you do that?
So this is going on year 3, and so what people don't know is that it's not something, it wasn't like an epiphany I had, like, oh my God, I want to be celibate. No, I had a baby. 2019, I got pregnant, and I was pregnant like all year. And I feel like when I got pregnant, it mentally affected me just differently. And then my thoughts were so not on that. Well, prior to me getting pregnant, I went through a breakup. And so I dealt with all the emotions of a breakup while being pregnant. So like my hormones was escalated times 1,000.
Oh yeah.
And so how normally when people when they pregnant, you know, their sexual drive is just like there.
Yeah.
It's on 1,000,000. It was not like that for me. And at first it was because I didn't have a choice.
Right.
It was just me. Like I experienced my pregnancy all alone.
Oh.
I was by myself the whole time. And so the last thing that was on my mind was sex. Right. And so that's how it started. And then of course, after I had the baby, you know, I breastfed and all that. So of course, you know, no sex then. And so after that, after the 6 weeks are up and okay, I can have sex. I was like, okay, I didn't need it this long. Let me see. I just like the way I feel. Okay.
Yeah. I understand.
Because I believe in soul ties, and I just like the way that I wasn't emotionally connected to somebody in a toxic way in that way.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
like,
good.
you know, when you're having sex with somebody, you subconsciously crave that person. I feel like you gotta call them, but me going that long stint with no sex, my mind didn't go there. I just felt like it was it was spiritual too, honestly. But that's a different conversation. But it was emotionally cleansing for me because I was free of soul ties and I can go to bed and my mind is clear from that. I'm not saying I was perfect, and I still had moments where I struggled, where I thought about it. I'm not saying I didn't think about it, but it wasn't like I wasn't crying, you know. I just didn't have toxic soul ties, and I didn't have to talk to him anymore. Like, of course, about the baby, communicate about that, but I wasn't tempted. I feel like when you break up and you still around that person, you're tempted to still sleep with them, and so y'all toxic because y'all know y'all not good for each other, but you're still intimate. I didn't have that, and so that taught me how to move going forward with my, my new relationships.
Right.
I know how to go about them. Okay, I know what the soul ties does for me. All right, so I don't think I want to have sex with a person before I'm ready to invest in them in that way.
Right.
And so it was just, it's healthy, it's free, it clear your mind, and you think differently.
Right.
The thought process I had about men before I was celibate is not what I have right now.
I can understand that, because a lot of them, I don't want to say a lot, but some don't understand. And they think that you're doing it, or you just started doing it and you just don't want to have sex with them. Like, no, this is not about you.
Right. They think you're not attracted to them. That's not true either.
Right.
That's selfish for a person to think, I feel like, sometimes, because it don't have nothing to do with you. My journey is about me. It's not about you. But, we people of flesh. And so I could get how they would feel that way.
And I think that's why having the non-sexual forms of intimacy are important, because there may be a situation where you're in a relationship with somebody who is practicing abstinence or celibacy, and that, unless it's a deal breaker for you, then you need to figure out another way to connect with them.
Right.
And if it is a deal breaker for some, I respect that, because I'm not changing the way I feel, and they shouldn't change the way they feel. We're just not going to be compatible, because I'm not going to change, what my conviction right now.
Right.
And so that's why you have to come up with those other ways, have those long talks, those walks in the park, holding hands, or those phone calls, the random texts throughout the day. All of that can be forms of intimacy.
So say you started this non-sexual form of intimacy, and then you got this strong bond with somebody. Do you think that will make you want to break your celibacy? Are you worried about that?
I am worried about that. I am worried about celibacy making it very much difficult for me to date. Because in this time, in this climate, we just like sex. I ain't gonna cut no corners. We like sex. People like sex. We attracted. When you get horny, you want to go there.
Yeah.
And so, but that's why I'm gonna make a conscious effort to date.
Right.
The old me, come over my house. You know what I'm saying? Right. Now the new me, we're gonna go out, because you won't be as tempted if we in a public place. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And this generation is a little weird to me, because they, back in the day, it used to be the thing to be the virgin. To talk to the virgin, date the virgin. And then I was told one day, so the dude was the virgin, and the girl was pissed off that he was. So she's irritated with him because he's still a virgin. But then what he's doing is he's touching her and doing stuff like this, but you're not going to do it. So then I can get her frustration with that. Don't touch me. If we're not doing it, then we're not doing it.
You got to set those boundaries, though.
Yeah.
So that way you're, if the touching is off limits, because if you touch me, I'm going to get you.
Right.
So if that's something you can't have to tell you, look, you can't touch.
It's going down, baby.
Because when sister girl wake up, it's over. So yeah, I think you have to have that conversation and really set, they talk about the red, yellow, and green lights. What's okay, what's not okay, and what is like, no, definitely not.
Right.
So you just really have to determine what you're okay with doing with, and make sure that it's something that you both can agree on.
Right.
Is that pressure? So do y'all think that you should go into dating with that captioning? So do y'all think that's pressure that will run a person off? Like if I'm dating somebody and I'm like, you know what, just heads up, I'm not having sex with you.
I think it's a conversation that needs to be had early on, because it may be a deal breaker for that person that you're dating, but also that may end up protecting you, because that person may not come out and say that they just want to have sex with you, even though that is their main intention.
Right.
But I think if you lay it out there, if it's the one that's for you, trust and believe. If you have your requirements, they will adhere to them. I'm not saying say it on the first date, but if y'all going on a couple of dates, 2 or 3, and you see that this could potentially lead to something, I think at that point you probably should have a conversation and say, hey, this is what it is. If you can't deal with this, if this not okay with you, you're free to go. And I think at that point, you may have some feelings towards them, but it's not so many that if they do decide to leave, it's going to hurt as much.
Right. And I agree. I was going to pretty much say the same thing. You do want to go ahead and tell them, because if you don't, and that's exactly what they want, then you're going to be hurt in the end by that. And if it's a person that really values you and loves you and respects you, then they're going to stay. Like it's people out there that will wait. Like if they really want to be with you. So tell them so that they can get on. That's how I feel like. Like, don't waste my time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're going to come in here and be a hindrance to the goal that I have, then you're not the one for me.
Right. So in what way though? Like in what platform? Meaning, okay, so we going on a date.
Mm-hmm.
Would y'all be like, on the first date, would y'all do it then? Would y'all initiate it then? A phone conversation, a text?
I would probably go about 2 weeks, because if they just stood with you for 2 weeks, then in about a month's time, you know what's about to. If that's what they want, it's coming out. So
yeah, I would say once you feel that this could potentially lead to something, have the conversation
and let them know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And you ain't got to be like, I ain't having sex, but you can just say, I'm going on a journey of celibacy. And if you are not comfortable with that, I want to go ahead and let you know now, so I don't waste your time or mine.
Right.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah, because it has nothing to do with them. That's an agreement you made between yourself and God, or whatever your reason is behind it. Right. It has nothing to do with them. And the one that the Lord has for you is going to be receptive to all of that, and then some.
Right.
So that's just going to weed through the ones that have wrong intentions anyway.
Right. So you shouldn't feel no pressure with that.
No, don't.
I feel good about it. I feel confident in it. Most important. I feel confident in doing it. I mean, because I already made up in my mind that I'm not going to do it.
Right.
So I feel like when I make up in my mind to do something that I don't want to do, as long as I got self-control.
Mm-hmm.
If your self-control about to fall, just call me and I come where you at and say, y'all, this is my daughter too, by the way.
Don't do it.
Call
I
me.
know how weird this is.
Call me.
And then you gotta have this conversation with your mom.
Just call me. I'm just saying, call me. Don't do it, because you went so far. You know what? And it'll feel good in the moment, but you know you will be so pissed at yourself.
You gonna regret it.
You will be kicking yourself so hard, because it wasn't even. What if it ain't even good?
Right.
You'll be like, oh my God, what did I do and why? I should have called my mom. That's what you're gonna say.
That's what I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
That's what I'm gonna say.
What, 3 years? You might. I mean, that's a long time. Like,
I'm proud of myself.
That's
okay.
what I'm saying.
Yeah, you should be.
I have mastered non-sexual ways to be intimate.
Yes.
Per se, but you know what? Something I just want to add. I'm not intimate.
Prior to? Or you talking about intimate period?
Like now.
I feel like me being celibate has made me not intimate at all.
Okay. How do you define being intimate?
Right. So you say
you maybe don't realize it.
You don't have. You say you don't have. You don't show it. You probably intimate, but you don't show it. Is that what you're trying to say? Like, you don't show it.
I don't. Like, it's weird to me now because I'm so far from it. Because on my journey of celibacy, I've also been single. It's not like I've been dating while celibate. You know, I haven't been actively dating because I just haven't, you know.
But you know what? I feel like she shouldn't do even the non-sexual intimacy, because that's what's building the bond. When you have a relationship with somebody and you haven't had sex with them, you didn't build. Because if she don't want to have sex with them, that's going to make you want it. You know what I'm saying? Like, once you get this bond with somebody, that's what you usually want to do. You want to have sex with them. You want to show them. You want to give that part of yourself to them. So it's almost kind of like you set yourself up for failure if you do start, because what's at the end of that?
Let me ask this.
It's
It just should
non-sexual
not
right
involve touching.
Let me ask you this. What is your love language? How do you like to receive love?
So I always say that my love language is sacrifice. And a lot of people
Oh,
don't
acts of
say
service.
acts of service, but I call it sacrifice.
Yeah.
I want somebody to love me the way Jesus loves us.
But you know what? If that's your love language, then the non-sexual forms of intimacy should be right on point for you.
It's sacrifice because it's not physical touch. That don't mean you love me at all.
Right.
Gifts, I can pretty much buy my own gifts. My mama can buy my gifts. Yeah. Cause what are the four? It's acts of service, physical touch, and
Words of affirmation
words of affirmation is one for me too.
and quality time.
You like quality time too, don't you?
I like quality time, but I like acts of service more because show me, show me, do something that I didn't ask you to do, that you initiated to show me. You get what I'm saying? And I always say, I don't even want to be loved in the beginning. I want to be liked. I think liking me is more important than loving.
Well, yeah, that's how you build
That's
a friendship.
important.
You should build a friendship first, and that's how you know you like the person. Because there's plenty of people that's married that love each other and can't stand each other. They don't like each other at all. Who the fuck is in a relationship like that?
I want to be liked and wanted.
Yeah.
And so I want you to show me, not necessarily monetarily, but show me, just
through support,
just paying attention to what I'm saying. So
That's what I mean.
being present and actually.
I mean, I like
appreciate
send me some red flowers. Not technically, but I'm just giving you an example of paying attention to me.
Right.
Show me that you actually have a real interest in me as a person.
That's good.
Okay, so are you okay if somebody did those things? Are you okay with that? And are you just no longer comfortable with doing those things in return because you have not been intimate with anyone in a while? So you haven't been intimate in any form because you haven't been dating, right?
I've hugged.
So, because you were saying it feels weird.
Yeah, it feels very much uncomfortable. And you know what? Even when I do it to my children.
Okay, we're going to unpack that on another episode.
We got to do that on another episode.
Yeah, because I got to dig a little bit. I got to let this sit in my spirit because I feel like it's probably more I need to tell you, but I can't just tell you off the fly because I need the Lord to talk to me.
Right.
So we're going to unpack this later. I'll text your mama.
Yeah.
Because I feel like it's more there because, I like I said, I've been on that celibacy journey as well prior to my first marriage. So I totally get it. But the fact that it doesn't feel natural to you anymore, that's what I need to help you with.
And it's so
not
weird.
fathom having sex. I
It's
can't fathom
so weird that you're saying that because when we met, that's all you yearn for. If that makes sense. That's all she used to want is hugs and kisses and attention.
How I became celibate, I was going through something, and so I became celibate, which made me not intimate. Now I just.
But when you say it's
I'd be like,
over to your kids,
why are you touching me?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Sir, Paul, sorry, friend. We are breaking this generational curse. This is not going to happen. We're going to fix this, okay?
Right.
Because I don't want you are a young woman. This is where my purpose come out. We are not going to have you feeling as though there's anything wrong and that is foreign for you to feel that intimacy with someone as well as with yourself. And your babies need to feel that intimacy. Because
I want to.
I know, and that's what we need to
unpack. It's just
unnatural
for me. Like I can be untouched and be okay.
That ain't okay.
That's not okay. But we gotta unpack that and really break that down.
Right.
Because our coping mechanism tells us to tell ourselves that that's okay, but it's human nature to want to be touched.
And when did that start? When did that start? Like when the breakup? At the breakup?
I don't know when it started. I know how I feel right now. I don't know
like when it started when you didn't feel like that.
I don't know.
Well, we rebuke this.
Yeah.
So this will be cleared up.
Yeah.
We will have her back later, and she will tell you how she no longer feels this way.
Exactly. And that she loves to be loved and touch other people. Not in
Okay.
a
I
sexual
want to
manner.
be loved just in other ways. I feel like it has to be, you know how when you've been damaged. That's the word I'm gonna use.
No, we not receiving that.
No, I'm not receiving it, but I'm saying it's true for a lot of people. It's a lot of people's reality. I'm just saying a lot of
Trust and
people.
believe.
Yeah.
But a lot of people
that word.
become damaged, and when I say damaged, I mean that it's just so much at one time that has been
That's
done
happened
to
to
you.
them,
So
yeah.
it's just gonna
I
take a
understand
minute.
what
Now
you're
it's
saying.
possible if you want to,
Right.
but it's just gonna take a minute for you to get back to a place where you feel like yourself again.
Right.
You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? That's what I mean by
Yeah.
damage. And so when you in that space, it's just so important to be with yourself.
Right.
It is.
And I admire that about myself because I feel like in this time, I spent time with myself. Now, don't get me wrong, there's been a lot of times that I feel lonely.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know what? I really crave,
Human interaction.
you know what I'm saying? Or just adult interaction
Mhm.
or, But I feel like spending time with me very important because when I think about dating, when I say I want somebody to want me like me, I want to like me.
Mm-hmm.
How I want to be with somebody that like me, I want to like me too. I can't expect that from my spouse if I don't have that for myself. Right.
Right.
And so I need to learn what makes me happy again, what triggers me, because that was a big word for me too. I use that a lot. That triggered me because when I say it out loud, I can think about it. I learn what my triggers are, what makes me happy, what makes me sad, what brings me joy, what makes me,
Yeah.
I learned a lot about myself. I'm telling you, it's just unreal. When you play a game and you unlock the new level, I unlocked the new level. The price
And that's
went
the
up.
way it should be. Because it's a journey, and it's a journey of self-discovery because we talk about self-love, self-care all the time, and you're doing the work. But also, in the process of doing the work, pat yourself on the back for the progress that you're making. Okay? Heck, I'm 40 and I'm still learning. And it's a journey because, each day you continue to grow and evolve. And as long as you're learning those lessons along the way, you're going to be okay. And we all have our moments where we get stuck in a rut or feel some type of way because situations that come up. But just remember that what happened to you does not define who you are.
Right.
Because you will always be victorious.
Right.
So you may go through some things, but all of that is building your character.
Right.
And that is developing you into the amazing woman you're becoming.
Right.
And it's just part of your journey. And as for the dating and stuff, trust and believe. They're gonna show up when you ain't even thinking about it. And they're gonna come equipped with everything they need to help you unpack whatever else you need to unpack. And it's not gonna be an issue of when should I tell them or what should I do. It's just gonna flow seamlessly and it's gonna make sense, and they're gonna be so welcoming and receiving of whatever it is you have to tell them, in the same for what they have to unpack to you.
Right.
So I applaud you for the journey.
Thank you.
Yeah. The fact that you can even articulate what's going on, what you feel, your next steps you want to make, that's amazing.
I haven't always been able to do that.
That's amazing.
I have not been always able to do that. I promise you. I just found words, honestly.
Yeah.
That's growth.
I just found the words recently because before it came out like this, it came out like, and she know this, angry all the time, fussing about everything. Everything just, you can drop a pen top on my head and I'm just, mad.
Yeah. But we all, I know I may make it look like I have it all together all the time, but we all have stuff that we gotta go through. We all have issues. We all still trying to find ourselves. We all still trying to.
It's how we handle it though that make it look how it looks.
Yeah.
Because I know everybody deal with, if not emotional, if not physical battles, mental. You know what I'm saying? Even the richest person in the world, the most put together looking person in the world, go through something.
Right.
That's part of life, and that's what it's all about. Everyone is put on this earth for a purpose.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a selfless purpose because the Lord is trying to help you bring people closer to Him. So you're representing God to the people.
Right.
That's why we go through the things we go through, so that we can share those testimonies with other people, so that when they go through that, first of all, they know they're not alone, and they also know that it's going to get better. They're going to be okay.
You got a prime example of that, because when we was talking about the 21 days fast and praying thing, look what you did. You went initially, you jump started, you did what you had to do. You started talking to yourself and to God.
That triggered me too. Cause I forgot what did I put on there?
It was some good stuff though. I was like, oh my God.
It was awakening. It was an awakening, man.
Yeah.
It was an awakening.
So she started writing hers, talking to God, and I'm saying more. So whatever battles, whatever demons, whatever she felt like she is going through right now, she's writing it down, making it plain, letting it go. She's releasing.
I released it into the atmosphere.
Yeah. And you have to, and this our topic that got way off, but hey, we go where the Lord leads us.
That's right.
But that's necessary, because so many people walk around holding in so much stuff. And if you can't find the words, or if you don't have anyone safe that you can share it with, I'm glad that you were able to write it down, because you have to get that stuff out. It's very cleansing and it's necessary. And a lot of times, because I journal too, half of the time when I'm writing, I am so disconnected from my physical body that it's all spiritual. And I never go back and read it, because I feel like in that moment, whatever comes out was something that the Lord had to get through me.
Right.
It's not for me to go back and try to dissect it later, because I will overthink it. And so I'm glad you did that. And it really does.
I boo-hoo. Like, we had a conversation. We have conversations a lot, but this particular conversation, I cried. It was just like a cleanse. And she listened to me. She didn't judge me. She listened to me and just let me cleanse, man. And so day 2 was better. And then day 3, I was like, you know what, God, I don't have nothing negative to write, because I'm happy today.
Right.
But I still was like, you know what, thank you still.
Right. Because it's a process. And we've all been through it, and we're gonna go through it again, and it's gonna again and again and again.
Right.
But that's life, and that's what it's all about. And thank you for sharing that, because I'm sure there's a lot of people who can relate to it.
Right.
And a lot of times, people feel as though they're shameful because of the things that they experience and go through. But there is no need to feel shame behind it. It's
your
not.
testimony gonna be somebody's breakthrough. I tell you.
Now, I had overcome a lot.
Hello.
In my journey, I am proud of where I am. I finished school. I changed my careers. I moved.
She moved.
I moved
on her own. We're in
Congratulations.
her first home.
You're my first home.
First home.
Well, it's not my first house. It's my first. This is not my. What is it?
You said it right. Your first
It's your
home.
first home.
Home
It's my
means
first
something.
Yes.
Home means something.
Yes.
And that's good. And you should be proud of yourself. So you see how the Lord just making it all just
It
fall into
connects.
place.
And it has a lot to do with the people around
And
me.
that's what I was just about to say.
Yeah.
You associate yourself with, because what I say, everything attached me with, and
That's important to me now. Because
your circle.
I got the super scissors now, baby.
What about recreational intimacy?
What's that?
What that mean?
Just like if me and Lo just go to Six Flags all day and just
That's
ride
him.
the ride.
Oh yeah.
Yes,
That's
he's
fine.
buddy.
It's
Yeah.
called spontaneous intimacy.
I
That's-
love it.
Hello?
In the car and drive. I love it.
Those drives are always fun.
That's her
because-
love language, though. She like to go. That's
Yeah,
her
I
love
do like
language.
to go.
Traveling.
I like it.
If you can't travel, you can't live.
That's it. But I feel like the most important one of all is spiritual intimacy, because when you guys are on one accord with God, and He is the ruler of your household and your life,
Everything.
everything's gonna just go in order.
Yeah, you just
It's beautiful.
you really get naked.
Yes.
Like really get naked. You are totally vulnerable. You're open. You're honest.
Right.
You're sharing that information. You're getting in community with the Lord. worshiping together, doing those things that are so much higher than just us. Because marriage is not just about, okay, now we can have sex and we can procreate. No, it's much bigger than that.
I'm so scared of that for some reason.
What?
Marriage.
Okay, we're gonna unpack that. Yes, we will bring her back and talk about
it. Y'all never said what y'all love language was though.
Okay, my top two love languages are words of affirmation and physical touch. Those are my top two.
I think those are mine too. Now, you have to take that test a couple of times. So when I first started, it was the gifts? Which one was that? Which one is
gift
that?
Gift giving.
That's the name of it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that was but when I redid it, then it was physical touch and words of affirmation.
What made you redo it?
They say you should redo it every 6 months to a year anyway, because you change. As you grow, you don't want the same. What you wanted back then.
I bet that mine ain't changed.
Huh?
They may reverse order, but my top two are always words of affirmation and physical touch.
Yeah.
I think
mine changed.
The percentages change, but those are always my top two. And one thing you do, make sure that when you do have your new significant other, that they take it. That way you would know how to show them love. And they will know how to show you love.
Now,
because the way I show my love is by gift giving, and I don't care about gifts.
And that's what I do too. Like, I gift you to death. I'm the best gift giver in the world. Somebody told me that the other day. You give the most amazing gifts. So one is the best gift giver too, because hers are very thoughtful. Like, she really takes her time out to get something that she knows is gonna make you cry. Pretty much.
That ain't why, dude.
That's easy to do for you.
I know,
to
but
make her cry.
She does. Like, she's very thoughtful. But I was gonna say, okay, in dark.
I had to learn that too before you go for it. Okay, I had to learn that is her love language.
That's
What?
And
that's how you show love.
I'm a giver. I don't have to give. I don't have to receive it. See,
that's how you show love.
But you don't have to give me. I like to give.
No, that's your love language. Giving.
Yes, that's how I show my love. But what you have to, the thing that messes people up with that is, if that's not yours, me giving you is not, you not feeling nothing from that. That's what you have to realize. I don't know what yours is for you to feel it. But I'm giving my heart out, and it ain't doing nothing for me.
Why you not grateful?
Because it's true, because I'm the same way. I give gifts, but my husband's love language is quality time.
Right.
So to make it make sense to me, my gift to him is my presence.
Yeah.
So I show up and I listen to his conversations. I watch him power live and I cheer him on.
Woo.
So I feel like I'm
watching the game with him.
Yeah.
I do all that. I don't even like sports, but we watch football, basketball, baseball, all this.
And that was a slap in the face. That was a slap in the face for me, that I had to realize for myself, that you being a jerk, because I get to watch what I want to watch all day long, right? So when Lorenzo would get home and want me to watch a certain particular show, if it wasn't what I wanted to watch, I would gripe about it. Well, why we gotta watch this? Well, why we can't watch the other show? But it had to be something that I like.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yeah.
Watch what that man want to watch.
Yeah.
Watch what you want to watch all day.
Hello.
The sun turn green. Sit there and watch it with a smile. Like, that kind of self-reflection stuff you do. You have to realize on your own. Like, being a jerk.
Yeah, that's above me right now.
Yeah. So, but what I was gonna say before I forget, which I'm surprised I hadn't, because y'all know how my mind is. If he does not receive it well and doesn't want to take it yet, don't get offended, because most people don't want to take it.
Mm-hmm.
So give it to him. Send him the link. Be done with it. Maybe now and then, hey, did you get a chance to take it? But don't be a bully about it, because they gonna do it. That's what you're gonna learn too.
Yeah, taking
they
it
act like they ain't paying attention. They don't want to do it. They ain't listening.
Oh, they pay attention.
But they listen, and they gonna do it. So if initially he be like, I ain't gonna do that, just don't blow a gasket. Just say, okay.
I learned a lot about men through that time too. Men are simple. I realized that men are simple creatures.
They are simple, but they make themselves seem complex, which makes them difficult.
Right.
But they are simple.
Because I just think, well, any other men that I ever dealt with, I feel like I go up here. When you wasn't even up there with it. It's like us as women, we overthink, and it was just this.
Right. And a lot of times, men want it to seem like it was their idea too.
No.
You have been and told them the same exact thing verbatim, and they'll come back to you a week later like it was their idea. Let them have it.
Yeah, let them have it.
And I be acting like it's new to me too. Be like,
What?
what are you again?
But
That's some marriage stuff. I ain't married. This is my idea.
Okay. But I ain't used to be like that. I used to be like I just said it last week. I told you that what I said.
You learn to choose your battles.
She ain't proud for no more.
No, I'm very humble.
She ain't proud.
And I like it. I like the new Mary. I like the new.
Me too. Yeah.
Shut up, girl.
Well, that's our cue.
That's not what we
I
saying.
wasn't a
It
bad
wasn't a
person. I
bad
want people
person.
to know that's not what she's saying. It's just
No, that's
We
not
all
what I'm saying.
evolve.
yeah,
You know what? When you're more comfortable with yourself, you can give the best version of it.
right.
You ever notice somebody that do the most, but you can tell that ain't even them.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When you're comfortable with you and you know you and you get to a point in your life, well, can't nobody tell me nothing. It's more comfortable for you, so you're more positive.
yeah,
And I feel like I don't know one person that have not been through that.
right.
Even as kids on down to adults, we all get to a point where we just like, you know what, I'm comfortable right here. If you don't like it, you can go over here and I'm right here.
My change though is all given to God. Like I had to just have an eye opener, a wild moment with him, like because he was there, but he wasn't there. Like I had a relationship, but it wasn't like it was supposed to be. And it's just kind of like when you in him, you can't be an ugly person. When you in God, God is love. So that's all that's radiating off of you. That's what people see in you. So it's like you can't say that's where you are and then act in a different way. So that's just kind of how my journey is right now. So, but anyway,
Amen.
yeah. But we are so excited. We're gonna bring you back. Such a great job, daughter. I love it.
Thank
Yeah,
y'all
we-
for having me on Our Lady Space and My Lady Space. This was fun.
Well, congratulations on your home. Like she said,
Thank you.
thank you for coming in and joining us. We appreciate you. And if anybody else want to join us, hit us up in our DMs. Our
You
Lady
tell all
Space.
your friends that you was on this episode and have all them subscribe, like, share, and follow.
Yes, and we'll put Morgan's information in the description bar, so you all, if you want to reach out to her and ask her some questions.
You dropping some knowledge. You dropping some
Q&A.
gems. I mean, if people have a question for you,
You never know.
you never know.
You may have
Okay,
touched somebody.
My Instagram is Love Morgan K. Just straight like that, Love Morgan K. And my other social media is just Facebook, Morgan Maze.
Yeah.
Maze is like the corn, MAIZE.
We're gonna put it in there though.
We'll add it in.
Yeah.
So you'll be in the description bar. You never know who's watching, but we thank you all for watching and subscribing and tuning in. And just wait, we have so much in store for you all coming up. There may be some more special guests. There may be some interesting topics. We gotta eat again, so we're gonna go eat.
I'm going to eat with them.
We need to go to
I'm going to eat with them.
our next eat need to be if we're gonna be here, that Foxtrot whiskey place that I was telling you about.
We'll plan to go soon so that we can try it out and you all can see what we get. But in the meantime, like, comment, share, subscribe.
Subscribe.
And stay tuned.
Bye.
She's Marilyn, and that's Morgan.
She's Tawana.
Bye.
Peace out.